Welcome to Cashflow. In this video I'm going to show you how to use the matching screen when importing using your bank feeds. On the left hand side of the screen, click into the bank module. Once you're in the bank module and you've set up your bank feed, you will see that the button will change from activate to import. So this will now give us the ability to import bank transactions directly from our online banking. Firstly, click on the import button. Once you've done that, that will come through to the import screen. All you need to do is choose a date range. So just choose a start date and then choose an end date. And once you're happy with the date range, just click load transactions. Once you've done that, the transactions will come in from your online bank straight into the Cashflow software. What you'll see on this page, this is our matching screen. So I have the ability to then match transactions to my bookkeeping software. So I tell it on the left hand side where to post it on the right hand side. We have an auto assign rule, so the system has picked up a payment coming in to my bank for £2,050. It's picked up an outstanding invoice for exactly the same value, and it's got the invoice number in there as well, and the customer details. The transactions below we're going to match manually. So all I do is just click on the match screen. So once I open up the match screen, it will give me the ability to either assign that transaction against a relevant sales invoice, a relevant purchase invoice, or a transaction that already exists in your bookkeeping software. Bear in mind this transaction doesn't exist because we're importing it directly from our bank. We have the option at the top of the page to create a transaction. And what that means, we're going to take that transaction on the left hand side and we're going to create one within Cashflow and post this to the correct place. So all I do is click on the Create tab. Once I click on the Create tab, I have the ability to either create a sales invoice, a purchase invoice, or just assign this transaction directly as a bank transaction against the relevant code within the software. So this was a cash withdrawal. All I need to do is type what that was. So I can just type a nominal code. I can put in the VAT and that will calculate the VAT for me. And once I've matched that to the relevant place, I just hit the create button at the bottom there. And all you would do, you would just go and continue to do that. So I could go and create a purchase invoice. I can choose who the supplier was, and then I can put in a supplier reference. We can put in the purchase code, so this was materials. Again, put in your VAT amount and create, and that's now going to create a purchase invoice for that supplier within the system. We have our rent that's gone out of our bank, so if I just click on the matching option again, hit create at the top of the page, and then I can post that through to my rent. And then hit create. And we would just continue to match those transactions up on the system. Once I've done that and I've matched all those transactions, I then have the option to import. So all you do is just hit import now at the top of the screen. And we can see that 4 transactions that we matched have been imported, and I didn't match 3 of them, so 3 of those transactions were ignored. Now it's opened up our bank. If we actually go into our bank for the date period selected and hit go, it's going to show us those transactions that we just imported, and you can see exactly where they've been posted to. At any point, if you need to make amendments here, you can just drill into a transaction, and then I can go and amend the nominal code or the VAT amount or the comment that I want to add into my Cashflow system. If we now went to import transactions again, because there were 3 transactions I didn't import, once I click import transactions, we're going to go and import for the same date range we selected previously. So I'm just going to import April and then load those transactions again. Once I've done that, you will see that the 4 transactions I've imported already are greyed out and their status is imported, which means I can't import twice, which is basically going to save me duplicating anything within the software, and it's also going to increase my accuracy when I'm doing my bookkeeping. I can then continue to go and match the other transactions, So I'm just going to go and match this cash withdrawal to a transaction. I'm going to post that to other at the moment because I'm not 100% sure what that was. We have a cash flow credit card purchase in here. So I'm going to go and create a new purchase invoice and post that to materials and create that. And then I've got some interest which has come into my bank. So again, I'm just going to go and match that, hit the create button, match that to a transaction, and I just need to type the word interest, and I can see I can go and post that to interest received. And there's no VAT assigned to that, so I can choose 0 VAT and then hit create. And once I've matched those 3 transactions, I can now hit the import button again. We can see that 3 transactions have been imported, 4 transactions were ignored, but my whole statement for April has now been imported into my cash flow system. And if we go back to the bank module on the left hand side, we can now see that bank balance has a balance of £259.05. And that's how easy it is to go and use the matching screen within the bank feed section of Cashflow.